Hey guys, Jacob here. In today's video, we're going to be covering the PTS patch notes for the PTS that's starting this Friday. You guys should be able to preload it right now on the 31st. I know some people were having issues with it, but this is going to be the PTS pretty much patch notes. We have, all these features are listed right here, which will be valued simultaneously, which is PTS 1, Countdown Expertise, PTS 2, New Gear and Balance Adjustments, PTS 3, all the above, Bug Fixes, Phase 1 and 2. Now, PTS 1 is going to be for the new game mode and the expertise. The new game mode is sadly not PvP, but I'm very excited to still play this because, for one, it's new Division content. We've been waiting for new stuff for a very long time now. We're going to be getting new exotics, new weapons as well for gear, and hopefully new gear sets and brand sets also. But this is the brand new game mode called Countdown. Countdown is a new 8-player in-game mode for the Division 2. Two groups of 4 SHD agents are deployed to a power plant to prevent a lockdown. Racing against the clock, the agents must work together to secure the site and stabilize the power plant. Believing their mission is complete, the agents prepare for an extraction, are pursued by heavily armed and technological advanced hostiles. So I'm guessing this is where maybe we'll get the introduction to maybe some more hunters and maybe higher tier Black Tusk guys. Maybe they'll have even higher stuff. We do have the Chungas that have the big miniguns, so maybe this time around we'll have even harder enemies to fight. And the overview on this, 8 players. Gonna be really happy to have another game that has 8 players. I was hoping it was gonna be PvP, 8v8, but maybe in the future we'll get something like that in the last content they give us. Time mission, various objectives, randomized encounters in a flow on a unique map, new gear and weapon drops, phase 2, available through matchmaking, which I think is very important because some people always have issues, of course, with raids getting 8 people together, so you should be able to matchmake and get a group pretty quickly and boom, have some people in and play the game mode. One thing I will say, you do have to work together, so I'm not exactly sure how hard this new game mode is going to be or what the difficulties are going to be. But I'm guessing you guys are going to have to work together. If it's anything like a raid, it does require 8 players. I don't think it'll be as difficult as a raid, but I still think you'll have to work together and communicate. That way you don't absolutely fail. Then we have the expertise level, which you guys are already familiar with. This is the new expertise and proficiency rank. Basically, you'll be able to use the proficiency rank, which will be able to increase maximum performance of select weapons, gear sets, skill variants, and more. And then you have the proficiency rank, which is when the agent becomes the most proficient with it, and will be able to increase the grade of the individual items, which is every type has the same amount of proficiency rank. Additionally, each agent has a unique expertise level, which increases as the proficiency ranks are gained in more item types. Expertise and efficiency are account-wide. So basically, in English, you'll be able to upgrade your stuff a little more. We've kind of already covered this a little bit, but I am happy to see that they're going to be including it in the PTS. Types: expertise level, agent level, proficiency rank, item type level, proficiency reaching max proficiency rank, and then item type, grade, individual item level. I am very excited for this as well because we will be able to upgrade some of our weapons and, of course, and gear. Research categories, which you guys can see right here: weapons, gear, gear sets, needed items, exotics, skill variants, and specialization weapons. For me, specialization weapons is the one that stands out the most because I've been really wanting to upgrade the TAC-50 and the grenade launcher for quite some time now. So now it looks like we'll be able to do that. And from what I've read from the other patch notes as well, or at least the initiative annexes, which we got a few months back, and some of the things that have been published out there, that specialization weapons are going to be used a lot more due to this research category. Then we have the new gear. This is the new named gear, which is the talent closer, which is perfect spotter, which amplifies weapon and skill damage by 15% to pulse enemies. Then we have perfect opportunistic. Enemies you hit with a shotgun and marksman rifle amplifies the damage take by 15% from all sources for 5 seconds. I am a little surprised to see and excited to see both of these. For one, did not expect perfect spotter to pop up at all. Don't know why. This one, perfect opportunistic, I did think we were going to be getting it eventually, but spotter was one of those ones I just did not think for some reason in the back of my head that we were going to be getting. Now for the new weapons you guys all been waiting for. This is the new exotics. The Dread Edict, which is going to be the exotic variation of the SVD marksman rifle. The talent is full stop. Shooting enemies builds stack up to a cap of 20. Headshots grants 2 stacks. Each stack grants 2% weapon damage and 5% headshot damage. On reload, clear all stacks and gain 5% of your max armor as temporary armor for 10 seconds for each stack removed. Headshot kills with Dread Edict restore all bullets in the magazine. This does not count as a reload. Then the pretty much my favorite part of this, which is going to be the new exotic mask, which is the Catharsis. Talent Vicious Cycle. Taking damage build stacks up to a cap of 30. Each stack grants 1% weapon damage. Taking damage at max stacks triggers a purge, removing all stacks and status effects, then dropping a healing cloud, which restores 5% of your max armor for 10 seconds to allies in the cloud. So, personally, this is going to be insane, at least I think. Taking damage builds a stack up to a cap of 30. I feel like if you're using this in PvP or PvE, it'll work really well for a good amount of builds. And it kind of reminds me of Berserk originally. From when they had it back in the day. If you guys remember that talent, that's if you were here for it. If you weren't aware, what Berserk did was when you took damage, or when you had no armor, you pretty much did more damage to, in general. So taking damage builds a stack of 30. So I guess the more damage you're dealt with, and I guess I don't know if that's by your armors being gone, you get more damage, or maybe if you have a shield or something, and obviously the shield's not going to be preventing that. But if you get hit, say, in the head, that's going to pretty much get your stack up even more, and you'll be able to face tank enemies a little more if you're using like a pistol shield build. Or, who knows, we'll just have to wait and see. But I could see this being a huge thing on at least DPS builds or face tanking builds in general. And something like Hunter's Fury, I could see this being used a lot because people are going to be face tanking enemies and using Hunter's Fury with shotguns and SMGs while using this mask. At least that's what I think. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think as well. Then we have Blue Screen, which is an exotic variation of the Stoner LMG. And then you have Talent Disruptor, which is Disruptor rounds. Shooting an enemy marks them and adds a stack of an agent up to a count of 50. Shooting a marked enemy refreshes the mark and adds a stack adds a stack to the agent. When you deploy non-shield skill, removes all stacks on agent and all marked targets trigger an effect. 1 to 10 stacks, 11 to 25, 26 to 49, and 50. 1 to 10 is pulse marked targets for 5 seconds. 11 to 25 is pulse and disrupt marked targets for 5 seconds. 26 to 49 is pulse, disrupt, and disorient marked targets for 5 seconds. 50 stacks, pulse, disrupt, and disorient marked targets, all hostiles for 10 meters. Marked targets for 5 seconds. This effect will trigger immediately if any marked enemies is killed. I'm really excited for the mask. As for the SBD, I'm excited that we have a new sniper rifle that's exotic. And as for the LMG, we've had the Bullet King and the Peasants for a long time too, so it's nice that we are getting a new LMG. I do wish there was something else. I mean, we obviously got the Vile Mask and the Coyote. I was hoping that maybe we'd get some more ARs or maybe even SMGs, but we are supposed to get new seasons with this, so maybe in the next seasons as well, maybe those will have new assault rifles and new shotguns and stuff like that. So I could see them pretty much adding them. If they didn't, I'd be really, really shocked. Then we have the named weapons, which are the new weapons. I'm guessing there's going to be probably normal versions of these weapons too, which are both the same, or at least the talent is, which is Flatline. Amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulse enemies. After 2 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. That's going to be the HKGR9 LMG and the TBK 4-way assault rifle. I don't have pictures of these, but if you are curious, this is basically like a G3A3 or a G3 LMG style gun. And also, the assault rifle is based on, I think, like a bullpup style AK. I can't think of exactly when it was made. If you want some kind of a reference, it's basically like the gun from Killzone. If you ever played that, one of the first guns you get, that's kind of what it looks like to me. And from what I've seen on that weapon in general, from this Google Images, that there's no rail on it. So I'm guessing unless they add one, you may not be able to put a grip or a laser pointer on this, just because I feel like people might try to abuse this with the spotter builds. So maybe why they chose this weapon, to have an excuse and say there's no laser pointer. But we'll just have to wait and see when we get the new weapons, and we'll be able to have pictures and screenshots, which I will be sharing as well on the channel. Then we have balance adjustments. This is where some people are going to get really upset. Modifications to shield skill behavior. Shields now take significantly more damage at PvP. I saw this coming from a mile away. I knew it was going to happen. Shields now are supposed to be pretty much disorient the user when broken. So when you have a shield and it gets shattered, it's now going to have a disorient effect on you. Included shields from the in-sync talent, or excluded, my bad. In-sync and perfectly in-sync no longer trigger from shield skills. The text of these talents have been updated. Updated Intimidate, Perfect Intimidate talents, new behavior, while you have the bonus gain 1 stack each second up to max of 7. Each stack increases total weapon damage by 5% to enemies within 10 meters. All stacks are lost when you have no bonus armor. Perfect version increases max stacks to 8. PvP, 4% weapon damage per stack instead of 5. Gameplay adjustments. So you guys want to check these out. This is for the shield. The effects for the in sync, increase the PvP damage to shield, and repair traps now heal eyes for proper amounts. And personally, I saw this coming from a mile away, from in sync and the shields. They've been used for quite some time now, literally for I think about a year. People have been using the shields and in sync. And I'm honestly not surprised that they did this. And you'll go to the very bottom here, design notes. Shield skills have been unbalanced for quite some time and have grown to be dominant build tactic in both PvE and PvP. Combined with InSync, Shield provides an unparalleled, no downside DPS boost. In addition, Intimidate, when combined with various methods gaining short-term bonus armor, have been made deeply unfair in ambush situations in PvP and led to undesirable PvE meta as well. As such, Intimidate now requires a slow build-up before reaching maximum effectiveness. So, looks like shields will not be 100% the main thing people use in PvP. I am personally very excited for this because every time I go into DZ, that's all people use, and it's just, I don't really care. That's all that people use. It's more of, it's the only thing I see, which I've been wanting to see something different pop up, and now that we're going to be seeing that, I do think that they should make the Bulwark shield with, when you have Bulwark, they should make a build that allows you to have a really good shield build and be able to actually tank the damage of people shooting it. But seeing how they are right now, like with the Crusader shield, everyone using it in sync, I feel like that's what everybody's pretty much using. I don't have a problem with Bulwark, but for the Crusaders, I could see why they did change this. And it is what it is. We'll just have to see how it works out and see who really gets mad the most over it and how it affects the PvP community. And these are not all the changes as well. I know this is pretty much just the tip of the iceberg. There's supposedly going to be way more things that are going to be changing, and I cannot wait to see what that is. Hopefully we're going to get some gear set reworks and brand set reworks. But overall, we'll just have to wait and see. But thanks all for watching. That's going to be the PTS patch notes for TU15. And as usual, I will catch you guys in the next one.
PTS!